Bribe Bulwark all coming down, unable to get to the Samuel. Samuel cutting back, dealing a ton of damage.
Have to burst to them down in that scenario just because they'll regen right back up.
Got to get in before they're ready. The Petal and the Vox.
Now, think about this, though. Like, Petal, Munions are blocking Malice and Verdict. That works pretty well. And when the Wolves come out, they could be having a similar effect here. In that regard, it does work.
I love the Petal pick in the Samuel, as much as that might sound strange. It's not one that we've specifically seen yet in competitive, but the idea behind it is really strong.
And the Jewel? Second Jewel of the day?
So Jewel, like into Kestrel, I kind of understood, but I'm struggling to see the value of it here because Vox is darting all over the place. It's kind of hard to predict where he's going to go, and on the flip side, he can kind of predict where you might jump and then dash after.
It might make sense to go Weapon Jewel this game, which is going to be a little bit easier.
Maybe Rekt put Status Bake on Munion cleanup duty. He's like,
exactly.
He's just going to use the Thunder Strike to just brush the Munions into the pan. Dumpster them over.
New skin idea there.
All right, we've seen the draft now. I asked you earlier what you thought, but now I want a firm commit. Who do you think's taking game one?
Ooh, man. Well, I definitely think Gankstars Sirius has a pretty good chance, especially if this Jewel does take those Munions down.
If it's the Weapon Jewel, I'll go with Gankstars. If they go the CP Jewel, I would give it to Fate.
All right, let's find out which one they do as we're on to the Halcyon Fold now. We've got Forecourt Jester and Jingyi, your shoutcasters for the match.
I don't know how I'm supposed to come in after that game series here, Xingyi, and try to fill the shoes, the shoes? Well, the Jewel's shoes, maybe, that Cyber Owl did hold on to, but he is going to be actually taking a little bit of a break. It's not only the players that had a long series to contend with, but Xingyi, good to be back. Finals! This is an exciting stuff, because Fate, they're really improving their ranking this week.
They are, and they've got a tough series ahead of them. They've, that grueling 3-game series, and now they're against Gankstars Sirius. It's a tough one. Oh, that stun!
Yeah, into that jungle, the level 1. It's the Petal on one side and a Jewel on the other, but the Goomba Stomp is good and just plants that Petal right back down into the ground. Now Gankstars just going to be chasing Fate right back up to the turret, but Old School on a Samuel. That's some scary stuff coming into this one, and this is actually the second, if not more, times that we've seen Jewel this weekend here in the Evil 8.
2 times? I think we saw her once yesterday. It feels weird. I mean, the first time we've seen her today really did not work out well, but they're obviously going to learn from their mistakes, and hopefully we're not going to be seeing that Crystal Jewel again. It does look like we're going to be seeing that Weapon Jewel, and her crits, if you build some crit into her kits, oh, that rhymes, does a lot of damage.
Yeah, the kit that crit. And I mean, that's going to be a big proponent of damage coming out of Status Baked in that jungle. So his clear times should be fairly good, especially with that weapon. But if you can actually stick on top of an opponent, well, then you're just going to be gravy right there. Speaking of Old School, he's going to take down that Petal. A little bit too aggressive there in lane. And he was able to kite her back out. But all of Fate actually wasn't super healthy over the course of that conversation. And Petal, the only one not to pull back out of that one. So she doesn't actually get the kill. Gankstars up 2-0. As they're feeling real good celebrating here into their finals, because I believe that they themselves have also secured first place. So it's really just a great weekend for both teams overall.
Yeah, it's a fantastic weekend so far. Gankstars Sirius must feel good. They've guaranteed their 2 spots, and we've lost the Petal in the jungle. And the compositions from both teams are different from what we're used to, especially this Fortress Petal Vox comp. Oh, Status is now dead.
Yeah, Illust is going to be able to pick up the kill on that one. Rekt, it's actually very possible that he can get revenge. Illust, he's going to have to try to stay as mobile as he can. Do we actually have Samuel coming down? Old School will be there, but Illust over the wall. Sonic zooms, no problem. Tries to juke out, but Rekt is prepared. Has that flare. And Illust, as I said, I really do think that Rekt is going to have a good shot and actually get that damage. The bolt,
so close.
Not going to happen. But Rekt versus Joker. I'm a little curious how that one would go there as well. Old School actually did not come down to help out. Looks like he went shopping instead. Nilla's still alive. Eco is actually now going to be joining him. We got all 3 of Fate in and around the Rex area. He's just kind of putting everybody through their paces.
I feel like Rex stayed around too long there, and Illust is still here, so obviously still looking to be picked up and killed there. Yo, they get it, they get it!
That's a lie. Old School got him, but Old School's going to get a double for his trouble. And he, with that piercing spear right there, yeah, it's going to be good. Fate, they're, I think, a little burnt out from that 40 almost minute game.
Yeah, that was 3 straight games in a row, and it was incredibly tense for them the whole time. The whole series was incredibly back and forth, and to go straight into the finals, it's going to be very tough for them. And Joker playing Petal, this is something I don't think I've ever seen actually, and I can see why they picked Fox.
We've seen some attempts in the Challenger Series over the last few weeks, but overall, no, Petal has not really kind of risen through the ranks of the viability charts these days. And Gankstars, you know, they've been sitting around. They won out their first series here today. Very hard fought up against Kinetic, but yeah, they won, and as is their privilege, right here into finals. They're coming in fresh. They're ready, and I really do think that they are really in a good mental spot. Fate, if I had to put money on it, I'd say that they're still recovering a little bit.
I would say so too. Gankstars, they're definitely still on a high. They find that they're guaranteed their spot to Worlds, which really is amazing. And, oh gosh, they're diving with old school. I don't think they're going to get a kill though.
Yeah, it's really hard to jump that Samuel, especially when he has that kite available. The Drifting Dark, you bunch up. That damage from Mouse and Verdict's going to be taking it down. And, well, Status Bait looking for Joker here as well. He does not have that level 6, but that is going to be it for Eco. Cannot actually fight up against the 3-man that did come for him. And now Illis, he's slowed up. Status Bait looking for the Thunder, but does not land. He's now going to be just looking to dominate jungle once more. It's 0-4 and 0 for Joker. His farm has actually been fairly curbed here as well.
Yeah, Status Bait has been making sure that this isn't going to happen. So he is 17 to 29 for Status Bait right now. And actually, Old Skull might be able to pick up the kill on Illest.
Alright, so Fate, where are you going to look for the kill? Jungle or lane? Old Skull, he's the one getting jumped. Joker going to be put right to sleep. That's going to reset the aggro. Old Skull will survive. In comes Status Bait, and once more just pounding on the head of Petal. Those robot feet can't be that comfy to the head.
Well, that's 7 kills picked up, 6 minutes for Gankstars Sirius, and it's looking pretty good there for Rect and Status Bait actually. We're seeing Status Bait, he's comfortably farming, he's taking farm away from Fates as well, and Rect, he's being his aggressiveness is actually paying off. There was a moment, I think a few minutes ago, where I said, oh, I think he stayed a little bit too long, but it's paid off. Actually, Joker might get caught out now.
You can't trampoline away out of that one, but we don't actually get the kill as quick as you could imagine, but the big red button will just disintegrate back down into plant matter. And again, you know, Gankstars, they're up 8-1. They're feeling good, they're fresh, they're confident, and the crowd has their back here as well. 73% say that Gankstars is going to be taking the series, finishing out first in split, going to Worlds. That's just, you know, a cherry on top of the cake at that point, because this week's placings do determine, I do believe, the payout for the split.
Well, yes, that is very true. That is extremely true. And Gankstars Sirius, I think they're guaranteed their first spot for the split's ending.
They are as of right now. TSM not advancing. Nobody can catch them at this point. It's down to Fate and Gankstars. Gankstars is first, Fate actually 5th, but they did rise above. They did defeat Phoenix Rain, and they took their spot. So again, you know, it's been actually a really good weekend for both teams, because Gankstars will go home for the first place money. We got 5th place going over to Fate, and they stayed in, right? They're not going to go to challenge battles. That's rather momentous for a team that came from challenge battles, had to tango with the top 8. They've done very well for themselves here.
They have, and I think this is the best weekend that they've had this split. The first time they made it into the second day, but what aggressive stun though with the Joker.
Right under that turret, but big red button, Oblivion, the Goomba Stomp from the rocket jump. There's just nowhere for Joker to go. And on top of that, you know, portals and bulwarks, we've really been limiting the mobility here of this panel, and now it's 8 minutes in. She's still looking for that tier 3 item. Here's Old School just again applying pressure, using the strafe there with the Drifting Dark. Turret is done. Illest, he's got to be on his toes, because if he gets rushed here from the side by Rect, it could still be another kill going over to Old School, and this is just putting us in a 9-1 spot with 4,000 gold up. Gankstars' early game is just dominant.
It is, and Status Bait's doing a really good job of landing those rocket leaps every single time, and partly I do think that is down to Rect's help, because the host said at the start, oh, I don't know why they picked Jewel, because Jewel might struggle landing the rocket leap onto those 3 very mobile heroes, and if you look at them, Joker and LS, they have an escape, and Eco's really quite fast anyway. But if you can land the bulwark onto one member, so it can make it a lot easier for Stasis Bait to land that rocket leap and then secure. That one's going to miss, but I think that was just a gap closing.
Oh, big red though is going to be bringing them down low. I mean, Status at this point, you got your weapon. Just go to Crystal from here, dude. think it would be fantastic. And they just have nowhere to go. Rekt has a slow. He has the bulwark. We got Old School and the drifting dark. You know he's going to get a Frostburn later on there as well. And then the rocket jump here from Status Base. I mean, there is a lot to deal with. And mobile or not, you get caught by something here and you get trained on. You're not going that far. You're just going to end up dead on the floor. And that's exactly what Gankstars is executing here.
They're just storming ahead right now. I think in terms of everything, kills. Oh, Joker.
Old School has some pretty hefty spike behind him here, ladies and gentlemen. He almost two-shot Joker at that point. No shield to the little Petal's name. Doesn't have the farm to really afford it right now. But even look at this, they jump right in. Rekt is there. Bulwark heals, no problem. Oblivion forces Illis to go right and right into death. As Old School, yeah, he has it all covered. This leaves Eco sort of holding the bag. He's trying to jump. He's trying to spread cheer here this holiday season, but Gankstars is not knocking on their door for that.
Joker is struggling a lot. Oh my gosh, that damage is absolutely insane. And that part of the reason is Joker's farm is 19, and he's facing up against Statistic, who's 60, and that spontaneous combustion is not going to do anything but heal you and your allies by a small margin.
You're looking at 2 CS a minute so far here from Joker, and we'll have to see if it goes really up or down from here. Eco has the puppies. Old School just kiting out. Portal already used here from Rekt as well. This is a 2v3 here, Shingy. This is, Eco going through a portal that perhaps didn't see. Sharp nosed. Let's see what was in front of his snout. However, we've already killed out the Petal, and Old School's gonna get this double. Okay, maybe it will be Jewel. Yeah, either way, it will be that ace. 2v3, we soloed out the gold mine. Status Bait coming in strong with double crit online already. And that's another turret on top of it.
This is a bloodbath. 17 kills at 10 minutes, and that's the third turret going down. And Status Bait's build is just ridiculous in how far ahead he is. He's got the 2 Terrence monocles already, and he has absolutely no fear because they're not getting any damage down onto him, because they don't have any damage, because they're that far ahead. But actually, Old School,
he died for his troubles, but he did get that turret. Now look at the crit. It's all online. He is just not critting. That's going to be the double kill to Rekt. Status to clean up. They did take down Old School to their credit, but ace buff minions this close to the turrets. This early on, I can't say it's going to be game, but Status Bait could actually do some good work here on these turrets.
Oh, I'm looking forward to seeing the crits coming. 318 is what's popping up my screen every single time. And that's 1 turret down. So 11 minutes, and there's only 1 turret left. This is probably one of the quickest games that we've seen today.
Over the wall. Man, oh man. Well, I mean, I don't want to call it yet. You know, we still actually could drag this one out a little bit, see if Fate can get their footing. But to go from the longest game recorded here in Evil 8 on both sides of the ocean into one of the quickest, yeah, that's not the follow-up a lot of people here might have been expecting.
Ooh, it's a shock to my system, because the last game for me was very, very slow in terms of kills being picked up. It was very tactical, and this one
very EU.
Yeah. Tactical. EU is tactical. That's what I'm going to call it from now on, but...
Old School's tactically just kind of going right back into his team. The kite is good. 3v1. Will still survive this one as well. That's going to be the crit to the face. A Status Big goes 100% crit and is now a machine gun of just flesh and metal. He has a scary kit built up here 12 minutes in. An almost unwinnable kit, some might actually say at this point. But Old School 3v1. He kited back, he had the sleep, and he got himself out of a sticky situation. Got the kills there as well, and Status Baked again. Machine gun online. Just rat-a-tat-tat. And, well, that's that. This will be game here, Shingy.
This has been a slow game, and we're only seeing 2 kills a minute right now, and...
I mean, this is an early game.
They've dragged this out. They've dragged this out. Oh, what a long game. I'm just kidding.
2 kills a minute, I mean, like, we've totally seen better.
Yeah, I've seen 5 kills a minute. Where have you been playing Forecourt?
Battle Royale. Strong showing, though. Gankstars rested, ready, and, well, victorious. It's 20